week's Cruise Chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, the owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I'm joined by Danielle from Virgin Voyages, and they have an exciting brand that's completely different from what your typical cruise line is, and I'm super excited to learn about it. So over to you, Danielle.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much, Kathleen. I'm really excited to share the Virgin Voyages brand, and we're really creating something exciting and new within the cruise industry. So it's really great that I get to share this with you, and you'll get to see how we are taking what cruising does great already and kind of shaking up what we believe the cruise industry is not doing well, and just taking it to that next level. So I am going to share my screen with you right now so I can give you my presentation. And let me just bring it. Okay, so let's get started. And we say hello by saying ahoy. So I will jump right in. So this is Scarlet Lady. This is actually her returning back from her sea trial. She is a brand new ship. She's got that new ship smell. She holds about 2,770 passengers, about 110 tonnage, and 1,150 crew. So she is considered a mid-sized ship, which holds some advantages, especially when I talk about our itineraries. She does have a yacht-like feel and shape, so she actually can dock at directly at certain ports. So that really allows you to avoid that sometimes frustrating tendering experience when you've been on a cruise line.
And plus, because it's smaller, it can get to other ports where other ones can't. So that's very nice. Yeah, that's a good choice.
That's exactly right. So I want to talk a little bit about what makes us Virgin, what makes us a little bit different. So Richard Branson's goal was to create an epic sea change for all. So what do I mean by that? So it's really about a transformative experience that we wanted to create within the cruise industry. So this sea change is not only for our crew, it's for our passengers, it's for our partners, so Plenty of Sunshine, it's for the communities that we're in, but most importantly, it's for the ocean. So when we decided to create this sea change, we did a lot of research. Virgin is all about taking in information, getting feedback, and making appropriate changes. So we found when we did all this research that we had to do a lot of new things and make some really big, bold decisions in the beginning. So the first thing that I think a lot of people now, after being in quarantine for so long, love, not that we don't love our children, but we have no kids on our ship. So you need to be 18 years old to sail, and you need to be in a cabin with at least a 21-year-old. So like I said, we love our kids, but we did see an opportunity here that this was a market that was underserved, and in true Virgin style, we saw that opportunity and seized upon it. So the ship is designed with truly adults in mind. Okay, so we also took a very different approach when it came to eating and drinking on board the ship. So first and foremost, we do not have a buffet on Scarlet Lady, and we eliminated that for a couple reasons. First and foremost, from a sustainability standpoint, it creates a lot of waste. But now in post-COVID days, it was almost like we were ahead of the curve, because really we're being told right now, and for obvious reasons, buffets, you know, you're interacting with crowds of people, you're bumping into each other. That is not the vibe of the Virgin Voyage ship. That's not the vibe of Scarlet Lady. So we took that away. We don't have a main dining room. We don't have assigned dining times. We have no forced formal night. But what we do have is 20 plus eateries on board the ship. 6 are full-blown restaurants, and they're all open late and all with their own bars and kitchens. So Next, we also decided that wellness was going to be a huge, huge part of our ship. So a lot of people, their perception is, oh, Virgin Voyages, oh, that's that party ship. Well, actually, yeah, we do like to have a good time at Virgin Voyages, but we also know that, health is really, really important, especially nowadays. And we don't want you to miss out on your wellness routine just because you're on our ship. So there are many, many different areas on the ship that are dedicated solely to wellness. So we have a spin room, we have an outdoor boxing ring, we have the perch, which is on deck 17, where you can do sunrise and sunset yoga. And of course, everyone loves a good massage. We have a beautiful spa that is actually modeled after an underwater cave, and I will show you some pictures of that going forward in the presentation. Yeah. So, yeah, totally. So here is what we include in our voyage fare. So I want to talk about, what we offer the sailor, when they get on board Scarlet Lady. So this is what we consider on us. We don't like to nickel and dime anyone. I remember the first time I went on a cruise with another brand, and I was shocked to find out I had to buy a water package. We don't like to nickel and dime our customers, like I said, no hidden fees, no surprises. So we include all of your tips. We believe that Wi-Fi is a basic human right. When I show you these culinary experiences, I have to say experiences that we created, all of those culinary experiences are included. So all your food's included. And as I mentioned, wellness is such a huge part of our ship. All of your group workouts are included as well. So we consider all of this together, if you want to put a number on it, $600 in value of inclusions. So what is not included? So of course, our shore excursions are not included. We call shore excursions shore things. And Kathleen and I were speaking, Virgin Voyages is very quirky. We have, and cheeky, as they say, we have special names for referring to different things on board the ship. So we call our shore excursions shore things. So they are not included. Some different experiences on the ship are not included, but most importantly for a lot of people when you're on holiday is alcohol. So alcohol is not included. And again, that was based on and a decision made because of the research that we got for our future sailors. They did not want those traditional drink packages. They wanted to drink what they wanted, when they wanted. And really, we're not creating that, gosh, let me get in 20 drinks to get my money's worth. That is not the vibe Virgin Voyages is trying to create on ship. But that being said, we also have feedback that they wanted, reasonable pricing. So here is a good example of different cocktails, different beers and different wines by the glass, and how much you're going to expect to pay. And I do want to point out that tip is in fact included. So I personally, I live in I would say, New York area, New York City, right outside the suburbs, Stamford, Connecticut. I cannot find a drink personally under $10. So in my area. So when I see these prices and the brands associated with the prices, I really feel like this is a very good value.
Yeah. And one thing with not having the drink package that it's mandatory is someone like myself who's on certain medications that doesn't mix alcohol. I don't want to have to pay for something I'm not going to have. So that's perfect that it's not included. Yeah.
And there have been times when my partner, who loves a great cruise, there's a whole thing with, say, he wants the drink package and I'm not into the drink package, and then that creates some issues. So this is, drink what you want and don't drink what you want. What you don't want.
That's right. So, I think that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about where we're going. So I want want to point out on these itineraries that we have some really awesome opportunities to dive real deep in these destinations, because we stay at a lot of our destinations a lot later than you would normally expect. So we are based, Scarlet Lady is doing 4 and 5 night sailings out of Port Miami year round. We are going to have 2 7-night itineraries, and those will take place over Christmas and New Year's. Then we have Valiant Lady. Valiant Lady will be based in Barcelona. She is going to be doing 3 different 7-night Mediterranean itineraries sailing out of Barcelona. So I want to point out that Scarlet Lady, for example, will stay in Cozumel until midnight, which is so cool because, again, I've been on other brands where I'm racing back to get to the ship at 2 p.m. That just like ruins the whole day. Like, you're rushing, but this really gives you an opportunity to do that deep dive. And then Valiant Lady, she'll actually be spending the night. Every itinerary on Valiant Lady spends the night in Ibiza, and then she will also be doing overnights in Monte Carlo as well. So something cool to look forward to next year.
When is that one coming out?
Yes, she is actually in the shipyard being built right now over in Italy. So she's coming 2021. She'll be spending her summers in the Mediterranean, and she will winter in the Caribbean. So
it sounds like a perfect life.
So we have 2 other ships that are actually going to be built, and those are going to be TBD. So we'll stay tuned to that. Now, every one of our Caribbean itineraries does stop at our private beach club that we have built on the island of Bimini in the Bahamas. So the beach is exclusively for our guests on board Scarlet Lady. So the mornings are going to have a very tranquil feel where you be able to do yoga on the beach, and then the afternoons will bring a more of an acoustic vibe. The pool, oh my gosh, the pool is amazing. It will always have a DJ there. There's going to be, something I love, bonfires on the beach as well. So truly one of the crown jewels we are creating here. Now, if you're on one of our 5-night sailings, we'll stay at Bimini until 10 p.m. And one of our 4-night sailings, we will actually stay here till midnight. So really, truly an amazing experience we're going to create here. So I want to talk about a little bit about who is currently booking Scarlet Lady. I want to mention that, again, we call our customers sailors. So when we first came out, a lot of misperception was that we were a cruise ship for millennials. While we welcome any age, really, we have found that our average age that is booking Scarlet Lady right now is 47. We're seeing a lot of 50th and 40th birthday parties, bachelorette parties. But again, it's interesting that we come across as very young, but really our average age is 47. And like I said, we welcome literally anyone on our ship, anyone who is looking for anyone who's not looking for like a canned travel experience, someone who likes those intimate moments as well as being very social. So it's really about someone who kind of wants to go off the beaten path and try something a little different. I do want to mention that we fall in the cruise category between premium and luxe. And so to give you a little bit more of an idea of who's really sailing and what Virgin Voyages is all about. So let's go to the next slide. So let's talk about our cabins and suites. So we've really created a special feel and look on board Scarlet Lady. Tom Dixon designed all of our suites. So I'm going to start by talking about our suites. Tom Dixon is a renowned designer. So we have 1,330 cabins and 78 suites. So I will point out that 46 of our cabins are designed and priced for single travelers. So 40 of them are insider cabins, and 6 of them are what we call sea view cabins with a large porthole. That being said, because they're designed specifically with the single traveler in mind, we do not penalize someone who wants to travel on their own. So we have here, I'm showing you some great visuals of what we call our massive suite. Our massive suite is actually 2,147 square feet. It is a true 2-bedroom. Now, I was lucky enough to get a tour of this, a virtual tour, a couple of weeks ago, and like these pictures don't do it justice. The space outside is enormous. There's a jacuzzi. There is a outdoor shower. There's actually a table that it has steps integrated into the table so that you can get up on the table and dance if you want to. That was a nod to Richard Branson, who loves to get on a table and dance. So beautiful, beautiful, modern, very modern design cabins and smart technology in all these cabins. This is a view of our brilliant suite here. And I will mention that all of our bathrooms in our suites have floor-to-ceiling marble as well as their own vinyl record player. So we actually have a vinyl record store on ship called Voyage Vinyl, where you can actually, you can go down, you can buy an album, bring it up to your suite, listen to it on your record player. And we also have bars in all of our suites as well. So I want to mention that. So I also want to talk about a different level. So this is our sea terrace. Our sea terrace cabin is our largest cabin category. So we call our balcony a sea terrace. There are 1,200 of these out of the 1,330 cabins. So as you walk in, you're going to see your patented seabed. So this seabed converts to a lounge, which really creates a lot more space for you to move about the room. The cabin is actually 225 square feet. Your shower and bathroom are going to be to your right, your wardrobe to your left. All the sea terrace cabins include a hammock. You can see out on the balcony there. And they have a very modern design and include mood lighting. And the lighting within the cabin actually intuitively matches the lighting that is outside. So that's very cool. And with the press of a button, because as I mentioned, all of our cabins are smart cabins. They all have iPads. You can touch the button on your iPad that says nighttime mode, and your bed will be converted over. That lounger will convert over to swing over. We'll put a mattress topper on there, and it's going to be really, really comfortable. I know from looking at it, you're like, well, I know for a fact people that have been in these beds, they said they were really, really comfy, cozy, and our staff will actually convert your bed. You don't have to do that yourself. So once you hit that button, our staff is notified and they'll come and they'll create the bed for you. And of course, if you don't want to put your bed in day mode, you can leave it in nighttime mode. And here's just another view of the sea terrace cabin.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay.
That looks really comfortable.
Yeah. So now we're going to just talk about some other onboard spaces. So typically when a cruise line is created, they hire 1 to 2 principal designers. The different and cool thing about us is we actually hired 7, okay? And the great thing about those 7 designers were actually that they were known for their land-based design. So our designers have worked for brands like the Mondrian, the Ace Hotels, so known for those really beautiful designs. But because they are known for their land-based designs, it's really going to create a very unique vibe and feel as you move throughout the ship. So I want to show you some different spaces. So here we have our athletic club. This is what we consider an adult playground where you can come, hang out, do some people watching. You'll see in the middle there, that's our catamaran net that is 220 square feet. It actually hangs over deck 7. So you can, in fact, get in there, your Instagram photo. We consider one of this catamaran net one of the most Instagrammable spots on the ship.
Mhm.
Here we have the Manor. So the Manor is actually our 2-story Art Deco nightclub. This nightclub's truly going to rival any of the nightlife you've seen in Miami, New York, London, let alone on the sea. So in the early evenings, we will have some dinner theater, and then as the night continues, we'll have DJs here. And I will mention that the Manor is a nod to Richard Branson's first record label. It was called the Manor. And this, I think, well, I said Instagrammable spots. This is an entrance to the Manor. Probably, in my opinion, the most Instagrammable spot. I think it's so cool. This photograph is really cool. You'll see throughout my presentation, I have you'll see real, because we do have some renderings, but not many, because now that we have Scarlet Lady, we have a lot of real images. So Redemption Spa, this is actually a real image as well, not a rendering. So Redemption Spa was modeled after an underwater cave, as I mentioned. We are going to have a variety of treatments for our sailors here that they can take advantage of. And you'll notice the large windows, so you can really take in the ocean as you're sitting there and relaxing. Here we have the Aquatic Club. So it's a place where you can come, hang out, you can cool off. We'll have DJs here. So really, it's up to you if you want to really turn it up here. There's another pool on the other side of the bar that you see there. That's really tied more to our wellness piece of things. So again, you can set sail your own way. If you want to have some calm, quiet times, stay in the wellness side. If you want to turn it up and listen to the DJ and throw back some drinks, cocktails, come on the other side. Okay, food. I mean, my favorite subject. So again, on board, yeah, pretty much the thing that was getting me through quarantine, my comfort food. So again, we created some really, really unique, special culinary experiences on board. So here we have the Wake. The Wake is our most regal and theatrical steak and seafood restaurant. We're going to have a raw bar here. Here's another photograph of the Wake, and obviously you can see why it's called the Wake. You can sit back, relax, and eat some great food and look out at the wake of the ship. Here we have Razzle Dazzle. So Razzle Dazzle is going to be our vegetarian and vegan forward restaurant. I want to talk a little bit about those stripes. Don't let them confuse you, but this was actually a nod to the warships that were painted black and white in World War I. And they were painted black and white stripes like this to confuse the enemy, because at a distance you couldn't tell which way the ship was moving, and that was called Razzle Dazzle. So that's a nod to that. But this is going to be, like I said, really fun place. We'll have drag queen brunch here. So that'll be fun. And then we also will include some naughty items on the menu. And naughty, we say, because it's vegan, vegetarian. But they will be like a burger, a real burger, if you are dining with someone that is not interested in eating vegan. Then we have Test Kitchen, another really, really cool, different culinary experience where it's our chef-driven cooking laboratory experiences. So you can take cooking classes during the day here, but at night you're really at the mercy of the chef, who will have like 6 or 7 ingredients, and it's really their responsibility to just wow you. I had a colleague who was on ship when she came over from Europe, and she actually loved dining here, and she was given ice cream with blue cheese. She said it was amazing, but those are the types of ingredients and the type of experience you'll have there. Yeah. So here we have Gumbay. Gumbay is the first Korean barbecue restaurant at sea. Now, again, this is going to be another fun social atmosphere. Now, I will mention in the COVID era, we will be doing social distancing. So keep that in mind as you look and see these different restaurants. But this restaurant, you actually are able to cook your own food on the flameless grills that are in the middle of the table there. And then above the flameless grills, we have some special ventilation that will take the smoke out, and you won't leave, being all stinky. But yeah, so you're going to sit down, you're going to get a complimentary shot of soji here. And it's, like I said, it's going to be fun and a little bit different. This is pink agave. This is probably going to be my favorites because I love tequila and mezcal. So we're going to have a large selection of that here. But this is going to be a very intimate experience where, think Mexico City street food on steroids. And here's the entrance to Pink Agave. And again, real pictures, real photographs. Then we have Extra Virgin. This is our Italian eatery with family-style sharing plates. All homemade pastas made daily. And we'll have a rare Italian wine tasting opportunity there as well. So we're coming to the end of my presentation. So I want to talk a little bit about, as I mentioned, we're not going to have a buffet on our ship. But this is our answer to the buffet. So it's truly the alternative. So I'm very sure you've seen those modern food halls that have been popping up, food trucks and things of that nature. Like if you've been to Italy, this is very similar to that. So you're going to have so many options here. You're going to have sushi bar, noodle bar, taco shop, 24/7 diner, coffee shop, a pastry shop, pretty much anything you can think of, you're going to get the opportunity to choose here to eat. And most importantly, the food is made to order. Nothing is sitting under heat lamps. You're not sharing a serving spoon. And, post-COVID, we have so many contactless ways of getting food. We have on our app Ship Eats, which you can literally just order room service on there, and they will literally knock on your door, say your food's here. They're not going to come in to your room. We also will give you the opportunity to order food from the galley. Send in your order. You will get a response that your food's going to be ready at this time, and you can just go and grab it. So a lot of opportunities to social distance, which brings me to what we're doing at Virgin Voyages to keep our sailors safe, because this is literally our biggest priority right now. Giving you a sense of confidence when you are on our ship, what our guidelines are. So I do want to mention, I talked to Kathleen prior about working for another Virgin brand. I worked for Virgin Atlantic, and one thing that's like so huge and so important to Virgin is safety. And I remember when I worked for Virgin Atlantic, we had the highest levels of safety for any airline, and we required our engineers that worked on our planes to have the highest levels of education and certification, so much so that other airlines would hire our engineers to work on their planes. So it makes me feel it made me feel very safe on Virgin Atlantic. And again, with Virgin Voyages, same thing. We are making safety one of our biggest, if not the biggest, I would say the biggest priority. So we I had mentioned we were kind of ahead of the curve in the sense that we've got literally brand new untouched ships. So that's the start. I mentioned we don't have a buffet. So or those self-service food venues. No one's touching things that you're going to touch. So right there, we were already there. 86% of our cabins have a sea terrace. So as you constantly hear, that fresh air is really what's going to keep you safe right now. No main dining room. I talked a little bit about contactless tech. So I'll take this a little step further. What we are going to be having, instead of room keys, we're going to have a wearable that goes around your wrist. It's actually quite cute, a little anchor. And that wearable that goes around your wrist, we'll use to pay for things, to get into your hotel room. And you literally just wave it. So you're not touching anything. I talked about the Sailor app. So virtual queues, which is huge. So you can go on our Sailor app and say, okay, I want to eat at Gumbay. I want to get in line, but I don't want to, wait in line where there may be people around, a lot of people around. So I'm going to put my name in here. I'm going to do my hair, get ready, and then I will get a notification that my table's ready, and I'll be able to walk down. So I'll avoid that. Same thing with contactless room service. We have Ship Eats, which I personally don't like when I always find it awkward when I order room service and someone comes in and brings food into my room. It feels very uncomfortable. So we've avoided all that. We've taken that out. In our common areas, in our public areas on the ship, we have literally all touchless faucets and soap in all public areas. So in addition to this, I just want to talk, we are partnering with a company called Atmos Air. And this is something that I don't think there's any other cruise line that has this. Atmos Air is a ventilation system that does not recycle air. It takes the air that's in the room that you're in and actually treats it and kills 99.9% of the pathogens that are in the air. So that includes COVID, flu, all that. And then sends it out. So it's treating the air as opposed to recycling it. So that, to me, makes me feel really good. We are going to have pre-voyage health screens. We are going to have temperature checks. We're trying to put in place rapid results testing prior to getting on ship. And then last but not least, we are going to be fogging everything. So after the ship docks and everyone gets off, we're fogging every room, cleaning it top to bottom. We're fogging any of the luggage that comes on ship, any of the deliveries. So literally the whole ship. So these are things that we are doing. And I am going to end on that slide, and I will see if Kathleen has any questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and we could talk further. Okay, let me see. Did I stop sharing yet?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Okay, perfect. Good.
So, yeah, that's really, you guys have such a neat, novel approach to cruising.
You know what? I did forget one thing, which is probably the most important thing. Hold on one second. I'm going to share my screen again. 1 second, which is... I want to share with you how to get in touch with Kathleen, because that's the most important thing, because that is how you are going to
get on board.
Be able to get on board. So, Kathleen, if you want to take over now, I will share your details.
No problem.
Yeah.
I think it's really neat how you have such a different approach and, different names for different things. And I had even read in my training that there's going to be a piercing and a tattoo parlor on board.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's something, wow. That's unheard of.
I don't have any tattoos, but I might go for it because I feel like I'm part of something really unique and special. And yes, so you can get your ears pierced, you can get your belly button pierced, you can get a tattoo. We say that permanent souvenir. And of course, we're not going to be tattooing or piercing under high seas. I always want to mention that because some people may not be comfortable with that. So
a little bit of rocking, you don't need those straight lines, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, that's great though. I mean, it's just completely different. And even having the instruments up the wall on that one of those suites was, something kind of neat. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just looks beautiful. It's just something I find really, really unique to the industry. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to thank you for taking your time to share with us today.
Of
I think
course.
it's awesome to learn about it.
Of course, anytime. I will. I hope everyone's doing well, feeling well, and their families are staying safe. And that's